Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt, and I had seen some people compare this Jawbreaker palette to the Blue Blood palette. So what I'm going to do today, since I just did swatches for the other one on my arm, is I'm going to do comparison swatches for any and all of the shades in here that look like they will be similar shades in this palette. Now, these are the only two Jeffree Star eyeshadow palettes that I own, and I would like to own all of them because of my experience with owning this. There was a couple of dud shades in here, and there's only like one that I can tell that's kind of like a dud shade in here. But I just got this palette today, and I just finished swatches for it, and I figured, why not? I have to go out and do outside pictures and video for this one. Might as well bang this one out as well. So that's what this video is. It's a comparison swatch video between the Jawbreaker and the Blue Blood palette. If you want to see more, then keep on watching. Okay, I moved my cart back a little bit. I use my roll cart when I am doing these swatch videos so that I can have the camera up high enough to do this, but I had to move it so I could get a leg in the way. So I'm going to be swatching Jawbreaker on the top of my arm. I will be going up because I have a whole lot of arm hair, and I am not shaving my arm hair. I'm sorry, my arm hair keeps me warm in the winter. So the very first shade that I noticed that some people were comparing was this Good Morning shade, and it is a very, very light pink shade. The shade that I saw people comparing it to was Untouchable, so I'm going to grab that and put it right underneath. And I will be doing double swatches for all of these. Kind of hard to tell, huh? Another one that I was looking at that I thought would be similar, but they're definitely different undertones. You've got this Virgin shade here. Probably should have done that one first. It's more of a pure white. Looks a little chalky on my skin. And then Wealthy is more of like a light beige shade. This would be like a perfect setting powder shade for me. So again, both of those are like really hard to see on my skin. And I just smeared eyeshadow on the side. And because this is like a weird canvas, it's hard to keep it clean. Like hard to keep it clean. And I'm using this new Fabletics like makeup cloth that I've only got like half of it wet to clean fingers off. Now, some of the other shades that I saw people were comparing was this Cute shade and the Mint Tea. They don't look the same to me at all. So we have Cute and Mint Tea. You can definitely tell one is darker than the other. And then you have Brain Freeze that people were saying is very similar to Blue Blood and I'm Cold. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to do a double swatch of it, and then I'm going to clean my fingers, and then I'm doing a nice big broad double swatch. Clean my fingers. And then the other shades that people were saying that were similar to Brain Freeze was I'm Cold and Blue Blood, which is why I did such a big swatch. So we have I'm Cold and Blue Blood. And just for S&Gs, I'm going to take both of those shades again, and I'm going to do a stripe down the middle and combine the two. I think I needed a little bit more of the I'm Cold shade. And combining I'm Cold and Blue Blood, you do get Brain Freeze. Ta-da! Sometimes I mix and match shades. Sometimes I dip my brush into two shades at once. Sometimes I know I dip back and forth. So I do know that that is a potential, but it does make the Brain Freeze shade. And I'm actually cold right now, so if you see goosebumps, I'm sorry. The next shades people said were similar was Jawbreaker and Cullinan. Cullinan is very like icy and white. So we have Jawbreaker here, which is more of like a warm-toned, iridescent yellow shade. And then here's Cullinan, which is more like icy with kind of like a silvery hint. Jawbreaker does have quite a bit more yellow in it. And like I said, I will do video and pictures outside as well. And I'm trying to go in order of how they are in the Jawbreaker palette. The next shade people said were similar was this Soaked shade. Oh, I just touched my hand with the other, whoops. Okay, and then Blue Monday was the comparison shade. Blue Monday comes off purple on me. So here we have Soaked and Blue Monday. And I'm going to definitely need blue swatches. And you can see one of them is a more true blue, whereas the other one is more of a purple hue to it. It's not purple. Okay, the next one is Cone, and it is similar to Priceless. So here we have Cone and Priceless. Priceless is much lighter. And I know Tasty is darker than Celebrity Skin, so I'm not even going to swatch that. But what I am going to do is take Delicious and Undertaker. Now, Undertaker is one of those really like dry shades in the Blue Blood palette. Delicious was kind of patchy, like swatching it out, but on my eye, it looks completely different. Undertaker is kind of like a warm, yellowish toned navy blue shade, and neither of them really swatch out that good. But they work fine on the eye. So this is all of the shades for the palette that when I got to looking at it when I first got it, you know, I could see where some people had made some comparisons. Was I able to mix and match to get a similar shade? I sure was, but I was only able to get one match. Now, if I took the Soaked shade and tried to mix it maybe with Gumdrop, I might get a shade close to Blue Monday, but Blue Monday is darker as well as more purple, and since Bite Me is a darker purple, it would kind of maybe be okay to mix the colors, but my thing is Bite Me is a shimmer shade. So that doesn't, like, make sense to me. So to me, it wouldn't be a similar shade at all. I keep getting navy blue up here. But here are all of the comparison swatches for similar shades between the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette and the Blue Blood palette. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I will be going through all of my eyeshadow palettes, and I will exclude this one because I've done a dedicated video with this one. I will be swatching this against every and all other eyeshadow palettes currently in my collection to see how many shades I have that could be similar to this palette, because just for thinking back to what I own, I don't think I have any of these shades. Okay, so these are all of the comparison swatches between the Jawbreaker palette and the Blue Blood palette. The Jawbreaker palette is the swatches on the top, and then the Blue Blood is on the bottom. And what I ended up doing was I was trying to find a combination for this, and I took these two shades here and mixed them to make this big long swatch. That's why it's one swatch all by itself. And I'm in what little sunlight there is out here. It's gonna be storming soon. So here I am in natural lighting. Let me walk under the trees just a little bit. So the majority of my front yard is this stuff. So here we are in tree cover. So you can see it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I found a few similar shades, but nothing was exact, except for that one shade that I mixed, which I was shocked. So there you go. Hey guys, it's Rebecca. Okay, so this is with my iPhone with the flash on. These are all of the comparison swatches between Blue Blood and, Blue Blood and Jawbreaker. So Jawbreaker is on the top of my arm, and then Blue Blood is on the bottom. And we have one standout shade, which is right here, which is a combination of the two Blue Blood shades and the Jawbreaker shade,
Like the Jawbreaker shade is this one, and I mixed these two to get that shade, which looks pretty darn close. So again, we have Blue Blood on the bottom and then Jawbreaker on the top. I better run out real quick and do video outside before it pours. It is like storming, I can hear it coming. But these are all of the comparison swatches. These are all the shades that I found that could possibly be similar, or shades that I had heard people say, oh, that's the same shade, da 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 da. So as you can see, they are not the same shades. Now you can mix to get one matching shade, but all the rest of them, they're not the same. Close but no cigar, buddy.
I have some stuff that's similar, but nothing that has the kind of oomph or punch or kick or whatever you want to call it that this palette has. Like I said, I did find some similar shades in Blue Blood, but again, this is from the same company, so I can understand that. So I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you like these dedicated swatch videos that I do, and because I don't mind doing them, I am curious. I'm curious to see what shades could match, what shades could be mixed to make a similar shade, how we can, use some of these shades. And if you want, I can do a look with both palettes and see if these look similar on the eye and close enough on the eye that you could get away with using one palette over the other. Now, granted, with the Blue Blood palette, you are very limited to the shades. I think even if you had the Blood Sugar palette, there's only a few shades in here that are similar to some of those shades as well. But I really do appreciate the fact that Jeffree took the time to look at what colors were already in his collection. I'm sure he did. And at least I know that's how I would do it. And when it comes to color theory and color story and that kind of stuff, I know I would take the time to look at what I already have made and figure out what I need to make to fill in those gaps. So I think that he did a really good job with that. And I hope he does come out with a couple of more like monochromatic palettes. I'd love to see like a varying shade of yellow to oranges, because there are a lot of yellows that have orange undertones or red mixed in that make them orange, and a lot of varying shades of yellow, because you can have a cool toned yellow. So I would love to see like a yellow and orange palette from him, and possibly a purple, like a purple palette and a green palette. Hell, I'd love to see like a whole bunch of monochromatic palettes. But I do like the 24 versus the 18. I also like the space-saving size of it. Granted, it is, let me even them out. They are the same width, but this palette is about 1.25 inches longer than this one. But again, I mean, look at the size difference of the thickness of it. This palette is like 4 times the thickness of this one. I like the coffin design on this. It reminds me of an old jewelry box top that I used to have with a ballerina in it that my mom threw away when I was a kid when she got mad at me, with a whole bunch of my grandmother's jewelry in it. So I like this packaging. I just think it's unnecessary and bulky. I think that this would be cute if we had like maybe single shadows from his line, that we could do something like this and then have like one layer here and like a little pull tab in the front and another layer of 18 shadows on the bottom that we could put in. That would make sense of having it this thick, is to have 2 sets of 18 shadows in this bulky packaging. Because like I said, leave these here and then have like a little notch where you could stick your finger in, or one on either side that you could just pick the palette up and have 18 more shadows on the bottom. That would make this thickness understandable to me. So sorry for the diatribe. I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you all have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!